Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Today I'm going to do a video on how I meal plan and getting it all set up in my planner. I have a home section that I keep my meal plans in, and I actually have a whole calendar section that I'll show you guys that I keep just track of my meals. I know that sounds a little silly to some of you, but honestly over the years I thought it's not a big deal, just to cook a meal, but I honestly have found that keeping just a paper that has my daily meals is the best route for me so far, and I'm always changing up my system. Just so you guys know, I'll probably be putting out different videos for my meal planning system, but this is something that I'm into right now, that's working for us right now in the season that we are in and the moods that we are in right now. So I thought I'd take you along with me for something that's working really well in keeping a nice balance of healthy-ish dinner meal plans for me and my family. So I hope that you enjoy this video. If you do, or even like these kind of types of videos, if you could give me a thumbs up right now and subscribe if you want to see more, that would be awesome, and so much support for my channel. And I just want to thank those of you out there that are already liking and following my channel. You are really motivating me to keep going, so thank you so much. And I hope you enjoy this video, and let's get to it. Okay, so I got my computer ready here. I have my coffee. I have my double-sided half-sheet happy planner grocery list with, don't forget, and meal ideas. I just have a couple, but honestly, I just need the one. I have my clickable friction erasable pen in black here, and I do have my planner here. However, we'll get into that a little bit later. I also have some stickers that we'll get into those a little bit later as well. But for right now, I'm just going to show you my system for pulling up some recipes. Now, I love Home Chef. I cannot be activated with them right now just because I definitely can't, like we have so much food that we need to cook right now that I actually go here and get some ideas to see if there's anything that I can cook for the week. And yeah, so they give me lots of ideas. I love Home Chef. I just have the ingredients on hand, and once I run out of the ingredients, maybe I will get back to subscribing here. But a lot of times I just try to find my ideas from, if I'm using my computer, from things, or apps, I should say, apps or computer, from places that I know are pretty good and pretty healthy. And Home Chef is pretty good, pretty healthy, and I can always change things up if I need to. So a lot of times I will look back at what they have had in the past, and I will get some ideas from them. So for example, I tried to do like a pasta. I tried to do just like a meat and roasted veggie style meal, and you know, something fairly easy and quick. So I just get the ideas, and I try not to repeat too many pastas or too many sheet pans, stuff like that. So first of all, if next week I want a pasta meal, this one right here, let me make sure I'm adjusting. This one right here looks pretty good. It says scallops and lemon fettuccine alfredo. So I just kind of look at the ingredients of it and see if I have anything already. Like, I always have broccoli on hand. I always have some kind of pasta on hand, flour, lemon. I might have to get cream cheese, but other than that, like, I don't have scallops, but I have shrimp. So I look for ideas that I can maybe make a dish with. So for example, if I'm trying to, and I didn't take you along with me on going through my pantry and stuff like that, but I know that I have shrimp and I want to make sure that I cook that shrimp. It's a staple, so every week we typically have shrimp or some kind of fish, and right now shrimp is easy to get, so I have shrimp, and I'm gonna go ahead and write the idea here for the recipe. So And otherwise, I really don't need too much. Like, I don't need the pine nuts. I don't have them and I don't need them. Shallots I can use an onion for. So it's just trying to make it simple for myself and give me the ideas. So I'll put broccoli, shrimp, Alfredo. And usually if I'm on my phone and this seems like a really good meal idea, I'll just snap a picture of it and then I can go back and print. But since I'm on my computer, what I will end up doing is sharing it with myself through, or printing it from here. I'm not hooked up to my printer, so what I would do is I would share it with, see there's an option for printing. What I can do is email it to myself, and then I can print it up and I put it in my food, or I shouldn't say food, my recipe happy planner. And so now we're just going to go through the website and find ideas that are similar in ingredients to what I know I have, and that just give me some ideas to change it up. Like I said earlier, we usually try to keep it like maybe a pasta or two a week, meat and veggies, or like roasted style veggies once or twice a week. And just, I like to try new recipes. It is easier for me to try new recipes a few times a week. I know sometimes that can be overwhelming, but at Home Chef, they're very easy, simple ingredients, but very tasty. So that's why I like to try to get some ideas from here as well. So I'm just basically looking over ingredients, looking over the time it takes to make these meals, looking over the steps to make the meals, even if you have time for that, to know that ahead of time if you're going to have to do anything extra that day. And when I find an ingredient that I need to add to my grocery list, I either write it down, or if I wasn't using my phone in the moment, I would probably just even add it to the grocery list in that moment. And then we would be pretty much ready to go for that recipe as well. I'm writing down the actual names of each recipe so I know which recipe to look back on. Their site is very helpful and has so many great ideas, but you also can get caught up in losing the recipes that you found. So again, I can either email it to myself or just write it down, and then when I'm ready that day, I pull up the recipe, typically that morning, so that way I know what I have ahead of me in the day, and if I need to do anything to prepare earlier in the day to make that recipe. And I just want to mention too that you definitely don't need to just look into Home Chef or anything like this. You can do this with any recipe idea. You can do it with Pinterest. You obviously can do it with a like a cookbook that you have that you really want to cook out of. It's all about in the moment, writing down what you need, writing down what you're planning on making. And I like to do this a couple days before the next week, so I'm ready and good to go. And honestly, it's all about simplicity for me. Like I said, HelloFresh has some nice simple recipes, but if you want to explore more of a detailed recipe or something, then you can do that as well. You're just thinking ahead and giving yourself that mental space to get yourself ready for what kind of recipes you have go ahead of you to create that day. New recipes are fine for me, but I really like to make it simple. And I like to learn new fun recipes to have on our list of things to go back and pull from as well. So any place that you can find fun recipes and good recipes for yourself is what I'd like to do. So sometimes I will do the same process with a cookbook or Pinterest or other apps out there too. So what I do then is I see and make sure I have 1, 2, 3, 4 ideas. And sorry, it's not going to be super pretty yet. This is just my brainstorming. So I have 4 ideas, which is pretty good because otherwise these are 4 new recipes. I don't usually like to overwhelm myself with too many new recipes in a week, but since they're easy and simple, and pretty yummy. I can count on Home Fresh for that I'm okay with 4 recipes for the week. And then the other days of the week, we will probably have a mixture of leftovers, you know, and then the kids, if there's not enough for the kids, they're fine with just a quick meal, one of their favorites that they like. And yeah, a lot of times we'll just put together some of our home staples. So let's go ahead and get to my planner now. So now we're set up with my stickers, my planner, the meal ideas and grocery list that I have going so far. And I video or film with my phone, so I can't really show you what I do on my phone. What I'll try to do is do a screen recording of something that I do and either put it in the middle of this video or later at the end of the video so you can kind of see my phone process. But if I don't end up putting that in, sorry, I just thought I'd mention it in the video at this point and just let you know that I do use my phone a lot for meal planning. It's just that that's what I end up filming with as well. So it's kind of hard to do both at the same time. It's pretty impossible. Okay, so I got all of these sticker packs in my foodie kit that I ordered from the Happy Planner a couple weeks ago, or actually I ordered it at the end of 2020, but it did take a little bit to get to me. So I want to show you guys because I'm pretty excited for this week. So I have, let's see here, get that out of the way. I have my February tab. This is just my spread for my meals. And I really wanted to keep track of my meals monthly. I would like to eventually get to planning my meals for the whole month, but I'm not there yet. And just because I could do it, but I don't know what we're feeling like. And I really like to change up my plans. Like, for example, I mentioned that we had a lot of like pasta recipes. So I had to kind of plan differently. And if I had set it up already and we didn't feel like that or whatever, I just don't really want to have it written already. So what I like to do is whatever meals I end up picking, I will end up writing like this. So basically this week I went through the process I just showed you last week to set our family up for how this is right now. So I went ahead and I did brainstorming like we did here. I wrote down some things that I needed to add to my grocery list and actually added them in the moment. That's a tip I have for you. Add them in the moment unless you want to just go back and double check things. But I'm going to go back and double check my cauliflower, but really I know that I will need those things if we choose to have these 4 meals next week. So I basically did that for this current week right now. And then what I did was I wrote it a little bit nicer, as you can see. Wrote down the list of our meals. I wrote down the things that I might want to prep. And if I got to prep them, great. If I didn't get to prep them, there are just some things that I will have to do for those meals. And as you can see, we've already had 3 of them. And when I was making the plan, I didn't realize like I had something on this night. So what I would have usually done is written down that we had something going on this night. And that's why I chose the easier recipe for this night. I just cooked up the ground turkey earlier in the day and got everything going earlier in the day. So I'm not the type of person that likes to prep all of my meals way ahead of time because I really like to eat them when they're nice and fresh, especially a new recipe. Something that gets gooey or mushy because I prepped it earlier in the day. That's just not my style. I've tried, I really have tried, but I just can't do that with everything. So that's why I kind of have like cooked meat for spaghetti sauce. So I did that. And I did already shred some chicken on Sunday. I think I wrote that twice because I knew that 2 of the recipes would need shredded chicken, if that makes any sense. Okay, so this is my setup for my current month and the current week. As you can see, you may be seeing this later, but this is my current week and the day that I am going over this. So I really enjoyed making this spread. I really enjoy like having like my little meal prep section here. So that way when I'm doing my weekly to-do list, I can go and look at what I need to prep. I'm working on getting some of my weekly staples written here, and honestly just using this to look back on as well. I also made a little key here. 1 means won't make again. 2 means okay, and I may make it again. Maybe the family thought it was okay, and I liked it too. And 3 is just really good. Basically, we all really liked it. And these last 3, 2 home chef recipe ideas, I've been doing the home chef recipe ideas for a while. It's kind of nice to fall back on them, but the families really liked them, and I really liked them too. And I was able, another thing to consider with our 3, of our score of a 3, is it's very flexible to make healthier options for it. So for example, the Tex-Mex pork, chili, and cheddar roll-up dippers, I was able to make, the cheddar roll-ups are kind of like a rolled cheese quesadilla, and I was able to make that a lot healthier for us instead of, you know, just the basic cheese quesadilla. And then just using some of the stickers, it's just really, if you really like to meal prep, or you really want to look forward to your meal prep and make it fun, I feel like decorating the spread was a lot of fun for me. You do it once a month and you can go back to it. So, okay, so next is, so I keep my list here, and for example, tonight we have the options of sweet teriyaki chicken lo mein, which I already did shredded chicken for it. We have chicken scallopini and noodles. So that was another noodle one. We just had noodles last night, so I probably won't choose that one for tonight. We have Philly steak sandwiches and sweet potato fries as an option. And something I forgot to put on there because I forgot that I got it was we have pork roast, and usually we make tacos and other things out of that, but the main thing we think of is tacos. So I actually put that in the crock pot already. So we will, I just like this idea because it gives me options for the day. If I'm too busy to prep something, or if I'm too, like something comes up and we just aren't able to have what I planned, it's really easy to change up the menu. So we may or may not have pork roast tonight, but the roast is, you know, in the crock pot and it will be ready. I've already done shredded chicken, so I have 2 other options. And honestly, Philly cheesesteak sandwiches is an easy, quick thing because I bought the meat already prepped and it's in the freezer. So we have a lot of options on hand for right now that look good, that taste good, and are easy for me to get to. So now what I end up doing is I just take down the list that I came up with for ideas for the following week, and I write it down just like I did last week's that I just went over with you guys. I like to make sure that I have the full name, description kind of thing. Sometimes I'll even underline the protein that's being used, so that way I know if I need to prep anything ahead of time. And I like to just make sure that I have the top, like the 3 things that I really want in it. Like I need the protein, I need the vegetable, and then I need to know that there might be like a carb or something for my kids, whether I need the carb for dinner or not. So just like a side basically. And yeah, I just write down what I brainstormed, make a little prep ahead list, and then I'm good to go and prepped for the next week. And next after this would be to just make sure I am up to date on the grocery list that I'm going to need to make sure I have all the stuff ready for these dinners. Something I have done is kept track of some of the meals that we have had so far, and if I want to repeat them, I sometimes look back at them for ideas. So my kids love breakfast, they love tostadas, and then some of these old, not old, but past ideas. They love these Waikiki meatballs. I just try to throw in some of our favorite staples. And I also keep track of, if I don't do it every week, I put these recipes at the end of the week or the end of the month, because this will be filled out at the end of the month. I put them here. So that way when I take this out and I have a whole new month, I can look back at this and don't need to go find my other planner and look back at ideas. I have the ideas listed here. And it's just taking up, right now, it's just taking up 1 page of my planner, but I will, after March, end up adding the other one, and it ends up being 2 full pages of my planner. So it's really not a big deal of something to add in here, so I don't have to delay my meal planning just because I needed to go find my other planner full of ideas. So another thing that I think we're gonna try to do is probably some tostadas. I think the kids would really like having tostadas. And I also need to have some easy, yummy ideas on the menu that if I don't feel like making a new recipe that day, we're ready to go, as you saw with this one. Oh, another thing I'll do too is at the end of the week, anything I didn't make here would most likely go on to the new week's list. As you can see, we have a lot of meals planned, so there's most likely going to be something that I don't end up cooking. So I just kind of transfer meals that we end up not having. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 meals. We are not going to probably have all 6 of these, but I do like to have other ideas covered so I can just quickly look over at this. And I'm going to add breakfast because my kids love breakfast for dinner. Now that might mean different things. So depending on how we feel, it'll either mean egg quesadillas. And these are just ideas. We're not gonna have all of these, but French toast, because I don't usually take time during the week to make French toast, and sometimes not even on the weekend, so it's kind of a special fun meal if we have French toast. And then they just love pancakes and eggs for dinner. I also have sausage and turkey bacon, so I'm going to even write that on the side here because those things need to be cooked anyway. And it just gives me that, oh, hey, reminder, like you have these things that need to be cooked anyway. So breakfast might be a really good meal to have in case you have something going on at night and it's easy and quick or just fun to do. If I am just tired and I am done for the day, I know my husband helps with breakfast all the time, and I know that he can always bust out some breakfast for us for dinner and everybody's happy. So okay, so this is basically my next week's plan. Now, there's a little more to it the closer we get to next week. Like I said, I either go back and visit these recipes or I print them up after I've done the brainstorming. But my kids are needing me soon, and this is as far as I can get for the week, for next week anyway. And I, at least I have my plan, I have ideas, I have my list of things I need to add to my grocery list, and I have a plan, and that is all I need by the time that we start next week. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It may or may not have been what you expected, but I hope that you got some good ideas from it. And if anything, just seeing how brainstorming, writing ideas down, and getting your list together is probably all you really need to do in order to be ready for the day that you have a meal planned. So thank you for joining me. I hope to see you guys for the next one, and happy meal planning. Bye.